the town. So she's going to give perspective on the role of independent traders in a 21st century town.
Hello, I wish I wrote a bit more of a grander speech really than what I had prepared, but I'm just talking from the side that I'm passionate about this town. You know, aside from the fact that we have a business in the town, I've come back from university to live here because I think we've got a fantastic town, and you know, we might not have so many prospects, you know, as if I were to go to London or Bristol, but we've got such a strong community, and that's why I'm here, to just dispel some myths, if you like. And it was said at the Chamber of Commerce meeting on Wednesday that there's too many opinions surrounding this, and that there wasn't enough fact. So I took it upon myself to look on the internet and just to really research into other towns and trying to get more fact around it. You know, we look at the front page of The Guardian and we see that 300 jobs come into Wadebridge, and now we hear that perhaps it doesn't bring jobs, perhaps we lose jobs. I've actually got a quote from the National Retail Planning Forum. They say that when you bring a town to a supermarket to a town like Wadebridge, you actually lose a net loss of 276 jobs. Now that's research that Boots have found, you know, they've funded this, and I thought it was really interesting that that was the average they found in the UK. So, you know, even though we are a special town, why is we so special that we can avoid this? You know, it's happened to other towns around the area, and we've seen the effect it's had on them. Why would it not happen to us? I also researched something that Summerfield funded, ironically, which is about people that say that if you open a supermarket, it will bring people to the town, we'll have increased footfall. Now, Summerfields have found out that when they bring a supermarket to the centre of a town centre, each pound that the customers spend in the supermarket, they'll spend up to 46p in the rest of the town. Now, for every Summerfields on the edge of town, they noticed that every pound they spent in the town, they spent 21p with other shops in the town. Now, that's halved. With every supermarket they've got out of town, every pound that they spend in the supermarket there, it's just 10p in the store. Now, I mean, I know you said that Sainsbury's is competing against Tesco's, but it's still relevant, the fact that when you have more supermarkets out of town, it's taking our money out of the town. And what we have to do is look to increase, you know, the local economy. Surely this is what we need to focus on. I thought it was interesting that Mintel, the UK's kind of largest market researchers, found out that they quote, and they have to be usually you know, completely factual, arguably the biggest threat to smaller towns is the high streets is increased provision of convenience items by major supermarkets. I mean, this is a quote from one of the largest market researchers, so I thought that was quite relevant to us. Sorry, Mina. I mean, I've found plenty of research just to go against, dispel some of the myths that the supermarkets have said, really. You know, as you're saying about the glossy presentation we had in here, which, you know, to be honest, we left, well, I know I left feeling that wasn't right, that really wasn't. They're saying that it's the New Economics Foundation have said that if a supermarket opens out of town or edge of town, and half of the residents do a third of their shopping there, and they still do 2/3 of the shopping in town, they just do a third of the shopping in the new supermarket, and the other half of the customers do all of their shopping in town, they say that the retail revenue is reduced by 17% to the town. Well, that's enough to go past the tipping edge, really, of bringing customers into the town. And when you lose that 17%, businesses become unstable and they're forced to close. You know, and then what do we get then? We get pretty but useless shops, great for tourists to come. And yeah, we've got the camel trail and it brings people to the town. But if we haven't got the kind of staples like Stokes, like butchers, you know, we're so lucky to have 2 butchers, then what do we get? We get Padstone, we do, don't we? We get Shell Shop. I'm going to leave there because I'm just going to ramble on. You can tell I'm passionate about this, and, well, I'm going to leave it there.
Thanks, Harriet. I think that's exactly what people wanted, so you prepared for that. Our last contribution from the platform before we hear from everybody else in the room is from Charmaine Lark from Atlantic Energy. And Charmaine, I think, is particularly going to pick up on some of the issues I was referring to briefly earlier on about local decisions in the context of a changing environment.